continue with Hine Matov on page 10 of your Siddur. We continue with Maya Hayom, also on page 10.
Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat, Shalom.
A Poem for Summer by Alden Solovoy. Heat and light, day overtakes night. Warm air settles over the earth, the land vibrant with growth. Your creatures build and thrive, mornings alive with motion, as warmth surrenders to heat. Nights bursting forth with wonder. Bless this day, God of seasons. Bless the summer with energy and vitality, so that all of your creatures enter the coming seasons in the fullness of your bounty. God of time and space, may this season be a blessing and a teacher. Make me like the land, fertile with sustenance and beauty. Make me like the midnight sky, sparkling with ancient gifts. Bless my days with service and my evenings with rest. Make me like the summer dawn, vibrant, awake, vital, and ready. We continue with Shalom Aleichem on page 24. And I just back a few days ago from Camp Harlem, where when they, after dinner every night on Shabbat, they do a huge song session with lots of banging and singing and stomping. And while we won't exactly bring that same amount of energy, I know some of you have children who've gone to Camp Harlem. Some of you have grandchildren who've gone to Camp Harlem. So if you know anyone who's gone to camp, ask them about the song session at camp, and they will tell you how wonderful it is. But we'll do our own rendition of Shalom Aleichem, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Orchem LaShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barkoni LaShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidkem LaShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn back to page 20 for L'chad Odi, as we welcome the Shabbat presence into this space and into our souls. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And just before we get to verse 9, I will invite everyone to stand at that time and face the door as we welcome Shabbat's presence into this space. Page 20.
La 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 L'chad Odi. La 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 L'frat Kala. La 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 B'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat Mekabel. La 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 L'chad Odi. La 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 L'frat Kala. La 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 B'nei Shabbat.
as long as you're all standing, I'll invite you to take this opportunity to wish someone Shabbat Shalom. Maybe it's someone you haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's someone you've never met before.
That's my sister over there.
Right.
Shabbat Shalom.
And we're going to remain standing, and we're going to continue with the Baruch Hu on page 28. We continue in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvetvuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmeroteim barakia kirsono. Boreyom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yumloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. We continue together at the middle of page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gave to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
Ve'havta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha
Ubechol nafshecha,
ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושנתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue together on the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue on the middle of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter, into the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות ולעולם.
Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We continue with the Amidah beginning on page 46. If you are able, please rise.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufia gilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Romel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher Hashtei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Gula Livnei Bnehem, L'man Shemo Yahweh, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Malchim, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah.
Each week we continue to think about one of those who are still held in captivity. And tonight we think of Omer Shem Tov. A 21-year-old, Omer Shem Tov is a loving, outgoing man. His cousin Noah said, he's the kind of guy that when you meet him, you fall in love with him because he's just so funny and he's so loving and he has so many friends. On October 7th, Omer went to the Nova Music Festival. He told us he was trying to get to the car with his friends, Noah said, so we asked him to send a location so we can track him on his way home. Then that night we received a video of him tied up in the back of a pickup truck with the other friend that he was with. Two of his friends that went together to the party got released, and we know they've been together with Omer, Noah said. So they told us a little bit about the condition that they were in, and they told us about how horrible it is, and how they haven't seen the light of day, and it is heartbreaking. Despite the fact that Omer has celiac disease, his family knows that he is forcing himself to eat a quarter of a piece of pita each day to survive. Omer also suffers from asthma and needs his inhaler to breathe, making the ongoing situation for him a humanitarian crisis, as he is one of many who require life-saving medical attention. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'kol yom yahalalucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We continue silently, and when your prayers are finished, please feel free to take your seats. Mishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu. Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yevarech et HaCholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless those who are now ill. I invite you now to share the names of those for whom you are praying. And to these names we add Menachem Mendel Ben Gittel, Sam Frankel, Vida Aziz, Diane Cooperschmidt, Harry Mesh, Samantha Eckerling, Zani Adiv Ben Ruvain V'Ahava Simcha, Yosef Tzvi Ben Moshe V'Aviva, Lucas Muhlenweg, Stanley Friedlander, Michael Zambri, Celia Schwartz, Sandy Gold, Francesco Perone, Warren Philip Cosin, Craig Landa, Elliot Barry, Helene Caro, Bruce Needle, Barbara Kay, Rob Goldman, Phil Kaufman, Miles Strathy, Israel Ben Yitzhak Halevi, Molly Braffman, Greta Berman, Surah Bat Eliezer. May the one who was a source of blessing for our ancestors bring the blessings of healing upon those names we have mentioned and those named in our hearts, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. May those in whose care they are entrusted be gifted with wisdom and skill. May family and friends who surround them be gifted with love and openness, strength and trust. Blessed are you, source of healing. And let us say, Amen. Each week we are reminded that there is sweetness always to be found, and we celebrate the sweetness on Shabbat with the Kiddush. So, if you are celebrating something, I invite you to join me up here on the bima. If maybe you're visiting from Philadelphia, if maybe you've had a grandchild, if maybe you haven't been here before and just want a little grape juice. So come on up and please join us. We want to celebrate all your wonderful things with you. We want to welcome you to Temple Emanu-El. The Kiddush is on page 5. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hingilanu, zikaron lemaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tevilah lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahavra uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
So, L'chaim, tell us what you're celebrating.
Anniversary,
How many?
41.
41. Wow, Mazel Tov.
Today's our anniversary. We got them beat.
How many?
49.
49. Whoa. Okay. And what's your Simcha?
I have a new grandson.
A new grandson. Mazel Tov. So Mazel Tov, everyone. And
That's so nice.
you may be seated.
We have the same anniversary.
in the finale of the second season of HBO's comedy series Veep, the country's vice president, Selena Meyer, portrayed by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, learns that the president would not be seeking re-election. She exclaims to her staff, "I'm not leaving, POTUS is leaving. He's not going to run for a second term. I'm going to run. I'm going to run for president." Even the writers of Veep could never have imagined how prescient their storyline would prove to be. In fact, when she won an Emmy Award in 2016, Louis-Dreyfus acknowledged the state of politics, saying, "Our show started out as political satire, but now feels more like a sobering documentary." While Vice President Harris, the real vice president, is getting plenty of attention this week, that is all because President Biden has decided not to seek re-election, and he has endorsed Harris as the Democratic standard bearer. The president has led a storied career in politics. Biden rose to the greatest office in our land and led a life he could only have imagined, both good and bad. Since the president's announcement, there have been a number of articles and stories about retirement, as President Biden will be doing in January. How do you know when it's time to retire? Do you seek part-time work? Do you pick up a hobby, old or new? Who will take over your responsibilities at work? How can you ensure a smooth transition? These may have been the questions Moses was asking himself in this week's Torah portion, Pinchas. Let me read for you. God said to Moses, "Ascend these heights of Abiram and view the land that I have given to the Israelite people. When you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your kin, just as your brother Aaron was." From Moses' vantage point, he could see the promised land, but he knew he would only see it. He would never enter it. This turns out to be a confirmation of what Moses already knows. Though he has led the people out of slavery and through the desert, Moses will not cross over to the promised land. Rather than wallow in self-pity or anger, though, Moses' first concern is for the future of his people. Moses spoke to God, saying, "Let Adonai, source of all flesh, appoint someone over the community who shall go out before them and come in before them, and who shall take them out and bring them in, so that Adonai's community may not be like sheep that have no shepherd." Knowing that his people's journey is not over and that they will face even more obstacles on the way to the promised land, Moses beseeches God to find a suitable leader. And God answered Moses, "Single out Joshua, son of Nun, an inspired man, and lay your hand upon him. Have him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community, and commission him in their sight. Invest him with some of your authority, so that the whole Israelite community may obey." God instructs Moses to lay his hand upon Joshua. But the text reads, Moses did as God commanded him. He took Joshua and had him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community. And he laid his hands upon him and commissioned him, as God had spoken through Moses. A commentary in Eitz Chaim points out that God commands Moses to lay your hand upon Joshua. But Moses doesn't do that. He lays both hands upon him, transferring power without reservation or ambivalence, a rare gesture for a man who has been accustomed to authority for so long. Well, it turns out the writers of the Torah were every bit as prescient as the writers of Veep. But the next few months are more likely to look like an episode of Veep rather than a portion of Torah. Already, attacks and name-calling are characterizing what will feel like a never-ending election cycle. I don't know about you, but my inbox is filled with emails. We should be prepared for mischaracterizations, sound bites taken out of context, and for lumping everyone we disagree with into the now infamous and unfortunate turn of a phrase basket of deplorables. A midrash on this week's Torah portion offers us a valuable lesson here. The midrash imagines Moses saying to God, "Sovereign of the universe, the mind of every individual is revealed and known to you. The minds of your children are not like each other. Now that I am taking leave of them, appoint over them, I pray, a leader who will bear with each one of them just as their temperament requires." Moses appeals to God to appoint someone who can understand and relate to each and every Israelite, even those with whom Moses does not agree. Someone who will listen and not dismiss those who hold differing views. Over the next few months, we will see our fellow citizens lumped into deplorable baskets of all sorts, urban and rural, those born in this country and those who were not, woke and racist, black and white. We are reminded of Moses' concern. Everyone is unique, and that uniqueness is to be cherished. Our refusal to listen to one another only deepens divisions. Name-calling only stifles dialogue. Too often we do lump others into groups. The art of conversation has been replaced by debates designed to be won. We are more likely to unfriend someone than to ask, "Tell me more about why you feel that way." There are no baskets of deplorables. Rather, there are individuals. That individuality is a sign of God's spark in each of us, no matter how different our beliefs may be. Our task in the coming months, and it may not always be easy, will be to listen rather than to debate, to understand rather than to unfriend, to find that spark of God that is in each other. And that is the way that we will stand a much greater chance of unifying a very divided nation. Can ye hear what's sown? May that be so. We continue with Emanu on page 282. Please rise.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, lateinu la'liaseh reshit, shelo asanu k'negei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam yameinu kayem, velo aleinu k'kol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'nishbachim u'modim l'ifnei melech malchei hamachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream. to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us in the last 30 days. And you are invited to rise and remain standing when the name of your loved one is recited. Jerry Weinstein, father of Craig Weinstein. Phyllis Sherwin, mother of Lori Wendler. Eugene Steinberg, father of Elisa McMullen. Joyce Yanowitz. Dorothy Schifrin, mother of Daniel Schifrin. Barry Schifrin, son of Daniel Schifrin. Ode Land, father of Terge Land. Melvin B. Levine, brother-in-law of Marvin Gersten. Carrie Phillips, wife of Brad Phillips. Eileen Nathanson, mother of David Nathanson, Lori Nathanson, and Randy Berger. Scott Schreier, husband of Allison Schreier. Martin Hoffman, father of Dan Hoffman. And those who died at this season in years past, whose yahrzeits fall this week. Sheldon Altman, Suzanne Barbe, Michelle Bass, Jerome Berg, Morris Bernstein, Drew Berry, Pearl Biagioli, Gloria Black, Jack Blumberg, Francis Burns, Herman Cantor, Lawrence Deutsch, Philip Edelbaum, Jeffrey Edelstein, Mark Farron, Irving Feinberg, Eli Fishman, Kenneth Freeman, Elaine Freeman, Michael Goldsmith, Miriam Gosselin, Essie Gross, Stephanie Levine Harvey, Seymour Hauptman, Archie Holland, Fred Kaufman, William Lafkowitz, Roger Levy, Sam Leibowitz, Regina Lewinter, Albert Lianza, Gertrude Linder, Max Linder, Viola Lowenstein, Marsha Lynn, Norman McCransky, Larry Maslow, Mortimer Mass, Mary Neese, Sharon Neese, Nathaniel Newmark, Ida Cohen Neville, Mildred Platt, Sam Ryder, Francis Roberts, Marjorie S. Rose, Gloria Rosenzweig, Natalie Rotker, Julia Sobronic, Willie Shankler, Harry Schwartz, Michael Sigmund, Reuben Silman, Helen Silver, Marcus Strauss, Morris Thau, Elliot Trainman, Susan L. Trainman, Mildred Wasserman, Nettie Waters, Robert Zemmel, Estelle Zweigbaum, Bernard Wiener. If there is anyone for whom you are remembering and would like to share their name, I invite you to do so now.
Mary Jacobs.
In solidarity with all those who are mourned, we rise for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadal shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrah hirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayachon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayet d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'mei umaya. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei getusha b'rechu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, and to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. Our observance of Shabbat continues tomorrow morning with Holy Scrollers at 8:15 and the Minyan at 9:30 in Levi House. We have a Shabbat hike tomorrow morning, so please join Rabbi Prosnit at 9 o'clock in some park somewhere. You can find more information in the e-blast. On Tuesday at 10:15, join us to volunteer at the JFS food pantry. Their help is always needed, especially in the summer. And on Wednesday, July 31st at 7:30, mark your calendars for a Sisterhood virtual book group. Lots more happening. Please check the weekly email. And thank you to Susan for serving as our cantor tonight and bringing us some beautiful music in the Shabbat of Spirit. We will close with Oseh Shalom. Susan's sister came to see Susan lead us in